Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Clubs Are Going Broke Since Men Left. Let's get right into it.
Why do girls go out to the club?
They go out to get drunk. I got you.
Why do girls
Girls go out because we want attention.
Word?
We want men to say, girl, you look hot as
We do not care.
Why?
And that's the truth. We don't care. We don't care that you're going out to get drunk and you want us to buy the drinks. We don't care that you go out because you want attention. We don't care. And this is why the club scene is completely dead. And everyone has their conspiracy theory of why they believe it is. And I thought this was an interesting one. Take a look.
What if I said that the club scene still exists? It's just that people are so fucking in their head and don't actually want to have fun. I keep seeing these videos about how like Gen Z doesn't have a club scene and how like millennials had a better club scene. And I do agree with that. But I will say, I do feel like Gen Z is very in their head in the sense that like a lot of them go to the club and just stand there. I don't know about y'all, but I be fucked up in the club dancing and I don't give a fuck. I still have fun in the club. So I think really what this comes down to is a skill issue on your part. Like, just go in and not give a fuck. Get drunk as fuck. Put on a cute outfit and dance. Who gives a fuck? Someone's gonna record me. Okay, let them record you. Who fucking cares? And then these are the same people that get online and are like, the clubbing culture's dead. Yeah, because you stand around. like I don't know what to say. Like, just stop caring so much. Like, it's the club. You're never gonna see these people again. Like, who fucking cares? What if I said...
I don't know. You might see them again. They might be your employer. You never know. This is why when she said, who cares if somebody's recording? You should care. Now, I think we should remove phones from the club scene. I agree. All right. Phones are probably not a good idea to be recording girls twerking up a storm and stuff like that. Okay. And we do need to have more fun. But I think that question is on whose dime. Like, I know you want to get drunk, but man, we don't want to buy the drinks anymore. We don't. I don't want to go to the club and buy anybody a drink. That's why I like dating apps. To me, dating apps are king because I can match with different girls and not have to buy them anything. I could build a roster of girls all at the same time. There's women who, if they see you approach one girl in the club and you were successful, as in like you got her number, then you go approach somebody else, now she wants a W. I don't want that to happen. Okay, if I'm on a dating app, I get one number, I get another number. Nobody knows. No harm, no foul. Okay, no harm, no foul. And by the way, on dating apps, they're warm approaches because you're only talking to people who you match with. They like you back. Just think about that. Okay. Now, there's other reasons why the club scene has died. There's other reasons. Take a look.
You want to know what the craziest part about all of this is? That those same clubs will have you waiting online for an hour, 2, sometimes even 3 hours to get into the club for it to look like that. Not only are you waiting online, you also have to pay to get in. And then on top of that, all the clubs are so section heavy that for you to actually have a good time, you have to buy a fucking bottle. This is exactly why a lot of people are saying clubbing is dying because first of all, inflation is hitting our bank accounts like crazy. No one has time or money to go out to the club and buy bottles just to have a good time anymore. And secondly, the vibes when it comes to going out is just not the same no more. Everybody just stands around, looks at each other, doesn't know how to talk to other people, doesn't know how to have a good time, how to vibe, how to dance, nothing, bro. From someone who is from New York, the biggest trend that I've saw this whole summer is day parties. Day parties are becoming such a big trend now that everybody rather have day parties than be in a club at night. Because this is what the club has come down to. Sections and people standing around. No one likes that shit.
Yeah, sections and feminism, okay? But the worst part of feminism, the masculine women. Okay, look at all these masculine women here. Look at all them. Look at these masculine women here. Do you really want to be waiting in line for this shit? Paying a cover for this shit? When I was growing up, we paid covers to be around beautiful women who actually dance. I'm Caribbean, right? When the reggae music and the soca music came on and the girl started whining, you go right behind and get a little wine, right? And if you were attractive enough, she turned around, and if she liked what she seen, you could finish that wine. You could get that wine. In America, y'all guys call it grinding, okay? It's the same type of thing. But nowadays, look, people just standing around looking dumb. Like, this girl got a sweater on. Like, what the hell? Where you going? Where you going? She like she's in Star Wars, right? She got the Obi-Wan Kenobi on, right? Jesus. Anyway, look, even Dana D got something to say about these clubs, right? And she's trying to offend women. And I'm about to get on her ass because she always be talking about people like she ain't included in the people she talking about. Take a look.
Stop going to Miami thinking you getting in them clubs, because you not. And the girls that warned y'all, I don't know how many times, how colorist and fat phobic they are in Miami. How many times do the girls got to tell y'all? I mean, y'all really don't listen, especially when it comes to your weight. A lot of y'all, you may be able to get in them hood clubs in your city. You know, they call anything thick in the black community, right? Long as that butt big and wide, they'll call you thick, even if you got a stomach and big arms and everything else to match it. I mean, don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I done been overweight, and I done had people refer to me as thick, and I'm like, no, I'm bigger than thick. All right, y'all just call anything thick. All right, anytime the butt there, it don't matter if it's big and wide and misshaped, y'all will still call it thick. All right. That's a topic for a whole nother video. But anyways.
But why, by the way, Dana D, if you been the overweight girl, why are you running your mouth like you been slim your whole life and you still not slim? You be running your mouth talking like, oh yeah, you a big girl and people call you thick and ain't nobody want to see that in the club. Then why your goofy ass get on TikTok talking like you not one of them? That's the point that be bothering me. Look, when I be making fun of simps, I ain't a simp. When I be making fun of beta, I ain't beta. When I be making fun of people, I'm not talking about myself. When I be saying those people are losers, I'm not talking about myself. Dana D get online calling all these women losers, and she's one of them. That's why you only see her, right, from the collarbone up. And she's always covered up because she's a big girl. Low key, she's a big girl.
Y'all be going down to Miami and trying to play the same games that you play in your home city. And it ain't the same game. It's not the same game in New York. It's not the same game in LA. And it's not the same game in Miami. When you go to places like this, there's a lot of money generating from these men. And guess what? They want to keep the men happy. So what do? They bring in the women that the men want to see. And the men don't want to see women that they deem overweight. I'm just telling you what it is, all right? These men who generate all this money have a specific type of woman that they want to see in the club. And if they're going to be spending all that money at the club, they want to see women that they're attracted to. Therefore, they stand at them doors of them clubs and they filter through the women in the line to cater to the men with the money. They going
And Dana D trying to tell you, how dare you try to go to the Mana Club in Miami. Dana, they won't let your big ass in either. Dana, you a big Shirley. I know you don't know this, but you a big Shirley. You a big back, okay? And that's why you had a hard time losing weight. And look, I don't got nothing against women that are overweight, but I got something against women with heavy head, your heavy head ass, always talking shit on TikTok like you not one of the big girls. Girl, you one of them. They wouldn't let your goofy ass in the club either. Talking about you waiting for a man of value. You can't get you a man of value. Now, Dana D got a problem too. She's older. She's 38. Respectfully, okay? This lady, she makes a good point. She said nobody told her this thing about getting older. Past 40, take a look.
You see, nobody warned me that at 40 that you just get hot for no reason. You stand in the line, you're hot. You wake up in the morning, you're hot. You blink, you're hot. Why am I always so hot? I know I'm hot, but why am I always so hot?
Because look, you trying to, and this is one of the biggest lies. I don't want to go into the whole reason for this, but guys, if you're taking vitamins, you doing it wrong. Eat the things that vitamins come from, fruits and vegetables. Stop being lazy and eating gummy bears and Flintstone gummies that got vitamins in it. That's why. Because you grown as hell, you can't even eat right. Okay? That's one. Part two, as you get older, especially because a lot of people ain't taking care of their body, your body loses its ability to regulate its heat. It loses the ability to do so. These are more and more reasons why you should take care of your body. It don't make no sense to be overweight like Dana D, because obesity is a comorbidity for virtually everything. The more you wait, the less healthy you are, the more likely you're going to die way before your time, okay? Way before your time. This is why men prefer younger women who they could steer them down the right path from an early age. Now, this dude's speaking some facts too. Take a look. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
I just watched a video of a street interviewer asking a guy what age is too old to go clubbing. And the guy said, it doesn't really matter the age. There's no age too old to go clubbing. And I was really scared to look at the comments. I was so hesitant. I was like, oh, I was going to say something crazy, judgmental. And people were like on his side. And I was like, is the world shifting? Because I agree. I don't think there's a specific age that is too old to go clubbing. If you're around your age group. It is weird if you are the only person of a certain age and you're hanging out with like 21-year-olds, then I find that a bit odd. Mind you, that's your prerogative, you can do that. But you don't have anything in common with like a age group that's majority of that age, right? I just think that you can be any age to go clubbing, for sure, because there is an environment for everyone. And I think we are missing the aspect of socializing and we're losing it more and more. And I think we should be going out clubbing more. Granted, in the States, I find people are getting a bit weary of going out in public spaces because of how chaotic it's been. But I just think in general, we should be going out more. We should be going out with our friends more. This is how we build bonds. This is how we have great memories.
But nobody's socializing. And mind you, when you ask a man what's too old to go to the club, it's okay if a man said you're not too old to go to a club. There's no age, right? Because he's a man. If you ask a woman, though, the story is different. There is an age limit on a club for women, in my opinion. It's because men tend to like younger women. It's hard to compete with women after a certain point at age, unless you're that bad. If you're an attractive girl in your 30s and your 40s, then fine, go to the club. But a lot of you women fell off, taking your vitamins. You're overheating. Your bones hurt. Your ankles hurt. You got arthritis and you're trying to go to the club. Hell no. And you at the club sitting down because you can't stand for too long. And you tired. Don't go. It ain't for you. So you got to give it up. And like I said, and if you want to compete for a man's attention, for the male gaze, just understand there's a woman who's probably younger and more attractive than you. Okay? If you're going to go to a club, do like what most women modern days do. They go to clubs overseas because a lot of women are sex tourists. They don't want to say it like that, but a lot of women are sex tourists. They go overseas with their girls, having bachelor parties to do God knows what and God knows who. Okay, that's what you could do if you're an older woman going to the club. Anyway, we're gonna shape shift a little bit around here. Here's a woman talking about being a sugar baby when she was younger. Think about that. She was a sugar baby when she was younger. Okay, take a look.
One of the mistakes that I used to make with these men in the past is that I would just not really listen. Like, I was listening, but I wasn't listening. I was thinking, oh, just because this man is older, he has money, he's gonna spend it on me. But that is a mistake that I used to make when I was younger. But now you just have to listen to them, because this man told me before he paid to get my nails done, we went out and had a drink, and he told me in the first 10 seconds he knew that I was expensive, and I'm already like clocking it. I'm like, okay, so you don't have enough money to spend on me, right? So he was like saying, oh, I'm not like Elon Musk or anything, and I'm like, okay, because my ultimate goal is here, like, I want the super yacht, I want everything paid for. If I'm gonna have kids with a man, like, I need to make sure my grandkids are taken care of, and this man was not it. So I'm like, okay, what can I get out of this man today? And that was getting my nails done, and now he's done. So unless he wants to pay for my nails again, he can come around, but I'm not going to be texting him being like, hi, or making myself available.
Delusional woman. Delusional. And she's gonna look, a girl like this will have a hard time when she gets older. She'll have a hard time. She'll be hating on the younger girls who get exactly what she wants. Yeah, you can want the super yacht, you can want all these things, but let me tell you something. It's really hard to get in these circles of men, and also and even give them the idea that you're worth marrying. Just because you're pretty is not enough. Beauty's a dime a dozen when it comes to millionaires and billionaires. I'm telling you, it's a dime a dozen. Women don't understand this. They think, oh, I'm pretty. That's all I got to do. It doesn't matter that you make TikTok videos showing that you are a sugar baby. It don't matter that you make TikTok videos saying that, oh yeah, when I see an older man, I expect them to spend money. As if men are so stupid enough, they're just gonna like, oh, young girls spend money, spend money. It don't work like that. Yeah, they'll smash you. Yeah, they'll pass you, but they'll share you with their friends. And not because they want to introduce you to other rich men that you can possibly date. They want you to introduce you to other rich men that you can possibly service. That they'll possibly service. Okay? A girl like this is gonna end up on an Epstein file. She better be careful. She better chill out. She gonna end up on them weird ass planes and them small ass islands doing weird shit for a bit of change, okay? Gotta watch out. Now, here's a girl, she describes pretty privilege. I think this is an interesting thing what she's talking about, and it's relative to the conversation. Take a look.
Let's talk about pretty privilege as a content creator, because a lot of people just get so stuck on why certain people can do certain things and it works. And I want to talk about pretty privilege because unfortunately, this is something that exists within society. And a lot of people, for some reason, think norms in society don't apply to social media, but let's talk about it. So a lot of you are like, oh, well, there's just certain girls that get online and they put their little clips together. They literally editing is like very mediocre. They're singing over a song. They look cute and it just goes viral. And they're like, okay, why? Why are they doing the bare minimum? Guys, some of that is just simply pretty privilege. Like pretty privilege exists in our daily lives. If we walk down the street, pretty privilege is going to be existent. If you go and clock into your corporate job, it's going to be existent. Same thing for social media. If you see a girl that is a 10 out of 10, she does something that's very much giving bare minimum and it goes viral, let's kind of use our 2 cents like and say, okay, wait, this was very bare minimum. Does she even have a brand? Not really. Every video that she does that does well is her doing something cutesy and making her look really good. So if you're something like, look, you got to take inventory on yourself. I've said this before, take inventory of your skill set. Okay. I know I'm not a 10 out of 10. Okay. So guess what? I've got to have some value somewhere. I've got to add some value somewhere. Right. So you have to do the same. And I'm not saying.
Look what she just said right there. I know I'm not a 10 out of 10, so I have to have values. So what she's really saying is, if I was a 10 out of 10, I would have to have no values. This is what's so silly about women. Women want to do, and they always talk about us doing the bare minimum. Women want to do the bare minimum just to get in, right? So since she's not a 10 out of 10, she's going to do what she needs to do, but just enough to get in, right? Just enough to get in the door. Just enough to get an attention. To me, it's impressive. Women want men who are overachievers, super ambitious. You want a man who is fit, attractive, and he got bread. So you want him to be born with the genetics. You want him to be disciplined, right, with his life. And on top of that, you want him to get the moolah. You want him to get the money. You want him to have status. Do you know that is way above what most men or most people require for men to have a good life? This is why a lot of men who got money, they're fat, they're out of shape, because even they do just enough. And guess what? They got to let their wife sleep with men who are fit. Let him sleep with the pool boy because they did just enough. They did just the bare minimum to get to where they need to get. I'm the kind of person, I'm a super overachiever, and I like women that overachieve. I want a girl who's born with the genetics. She got the discipline, and she got style, and she knows how to have a good time, and she got values. Yeah, that's me, because if I'm going to give you a lot, I want a lot back. I want a lot in return. If I'm going to spend $250,000 on a car, you know what I'm saying? I want a car that got a name to it. I can't spend $250,000 on a Nissan. I'm sorry. I know people love the GTR, and that's not $250,000. But as an example, I can't spend that kind of money on a Nissan. I don't care what the fuck the letters it do or how good the transmission is, as an example. Anyway, I thought it was interesting because a lot of women have this problem, right? They want to be affluent. They want to live life like money just falls from the sky, like they just came from that. But honestly, it's all a front. And she kind of addresses this in an interesting way, and I got some commentary for it. But let's listen to what she has to say.
This is probably going to be a very niche experience, or I could just be feeling the effects of being a single income household. But nobody talks about what it's like when all your friends are Black girl luxury. Okay, your social circle being Black girl luxury means that every wedding is out of the country. Every time I get a wedding invitation, Montenegro, Croatia, Italy, Dubai, every time a bachelorette trip, okay? Zanzibar, Philippines, Japan. Birthday parties are not going to be in your city. A birthday dinner in Shanghai, absolutely. A birthday dinner in Milan, absolutely. A birthday dinner in London, absolutely. And let's not even talk about the baby shower registry gifts. Nobody's asking for Huggies on their baby shower registries. Everybody has a $2,000 baby stroller. So with that being said, I love celebrating my friends in every chapter, every season of their life. But I'm starting to feel like, oh my gosh, I might have to take out a loan to be able to keep up with all the activity. And it's not to say that people should, not have the type of celebration they want to have because, everybody can't be, everyone won't be able to afford to do it. But it's a lot to keep up with. Even simple, hey, it's Friday night, let's go to dinner. Nobody wants to go to Chili's and do the 2 for $20. It's the new steakhouse. Anyway, I love it.
And this is why a lot of black women are struggling. They're struggling because they're trying to act like they're rich, but they're not rich. Oh, yeah, why just have dinner at Chili's when we can have dinner at Ruth Chris? Right? When we could go to Benihana, right? But to me, y'all want to live life like a rich person the way you believe rich people spend money. But I keep trying to tell you guys, I came from affluence. I want people to really understand this. I came from money, right? First generation money. My dad, he got the money. He was smart. He got here, got a good job. He was like a Jew with his job, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? He didn't spend money like that. He saved a lot of his money. My dad, to this day, he saves at least 25% of his income to this day. And so I grew up in a house with a chandelier, and we went on trips growing up. But let me tell you something. Here's where the cutback came. When it came time for us to get school clothes, my dad would give me $100 budget for the school year. It used to be the sneakers included, but over time, you couldn't even afford a sneaker with clothes for $100. So you know what I got? A pair of sneakers, and I had South Pole jeans, a couple shirts, maybe a jacket, all for $100. All that against all odds back in the day. And there's times where I couldn't even afford a good jacket, so I wouldn't even get a jacket. I would go to school without a jacket, cold as hell, but I thought I was fresh as hell, as much as $100 could buy. And I ended up getting pneumonia that year. But anyway, that's bigger. That's larger. I don't want to get too deep into that. The point I'm trying to say is this whole black girl luxury is a weak ass attempt to keep up with the Joneses. It's a weak ass attempt to look rich instead of actually be rich. Okay, because in order to be rich, you don't blow your money in luxuries. Okay, you blow your money on luxuries, and you don't even actually spend your own money. Because she's talking about getting a loan. I'm going in debt to look like she's rich. What rich people do is they spend the money that their asses make them. So they spend the money that their money makes them, right? So you invest into that asset. Let's say you bought a rental property. That rental property is producing revenue. Let's say that's in excess of a certain amount. And so instead of spending the money that you could buy the property with, you spend the money that your money produces. So you spend the grandchildren of your money, not the children of your money, the grandchildren of your money. So going into debt to go to a restaurant or to travel is dumb. So a lot of black women are homeless and in a lot of debt because they're trying to fake it till they make it. They want to create these Instagrams like, oh my God, look at their Instagram. She's on all these luxury vacations. Mind you, when she comes home, she can't pay her rent. She's going into debt just to travel instead of building a life that where you could travel and not even think about it. When you're overseas on vacation, you're not sweating the money. When you come back home, you could pay for your rent. You could pay for your mortgage. In fact, you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months of your rent or your mortgage saved. A lot of y'all don't realize the time to do this kind of stuff is when you can afford it. And most of the times when you're older. And if you don't want to do that, then date an older man. I'm just saying, date an older man. Anyway, it's one of my favorite girls, Thelo. I don't know how to say her name. She got some great advice as usual. Take a look.
Y'all have been blowing up my DMs asking me my thoughts about Aisha Curry. I finally watched her interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Listen, fellas, I can see why y'all think that she came off ungrateful in this interview. She's married to one of the biggest, baddest basketball players alive. And you start off the interview saying, I hope I don't get in trouble. As soon as she said that, I said, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to brace myself. So as I was watching the interview, I noticed that she grew up sheltered, definitely naive, and was a Bible thumper, like in church all the time. And she had a crush on Steph since she was 14. So she didn't realize when they were 19 and he went in for a kiss, she was shocked that he liked her back. I'm like, are you kidding me? Here's the thing. She has everything a woman could dream of. She has the rich husband. She has the kids, the house, the car. She has the freedom to do whatever she wants. And yet she got too honest. She has to remember that when you're married to a man of that status, you represent him in everything that you do. Some moments in that interview really disappointed me. Two of them were when she talked about when Steph was at a crossroads in his career of going into the NBA or staying in college. And she said that he called her crying behind a tree. And then she talked about who said, I love you first. Like, those things did not need to be made public. You never ever hit your man where he is vulnerable, especially in public. From the outside looking in, Steph is doing what men do, leading, providing, and building the family. She said that she never wanted to be married or have kids. And unfortunately, that was not the flex that she thought it was. As women, we represent our men. Sometimes being real and honest in public can make your man look weak privately. No matter how rich or famous he is, respect still matters. Ladies need to learn something from this interview. Being honest in public definitely can destroy your relationship in private. It should always be a boundary of your man's vulnerability. The world does not need to know that. Never ever embarrass a man because he will never forget it. Respect and protect his peace just like he respects and protects your name.
But that they ain't hearing that though. And this is why a lot of times, let me tell you, like I said, somebody that came from affluence, you can't give these girls who are new to money this lifestyle that everybody dream from because they're going to blow it. Steph came from money. His dad played in the NBA. He's from money. He was designed to be a great basketball player from the jump. No different than Floyd Mayweather. These are legacy people. These are people who are bred to be this. But still, he chose a goofy-ass girl who wasn't prepared for that. She came from humble beginnings and she thinks like a humble person. A person who never had money. Oh, you know, I want to be a feminist. I don't want to have family and have kids. I don't want to be a wife. I want to be a feminist. I want to go out there and get my own money and not need a man. Ridiculous. Guys, choose your girl wisely because whoever you choose is going to determine how men see you and respect you. Will Smith don't got respect. Steph Curry, he's part of that team now. And we know there's a bunch of others. I ain't got a name. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.